Hey, buddy. It's been a while since we've talked. And I just want to tell you that's okay. We never had any expectations that this was going to be a weekly podcast. Okay, I've probably said that 3 or 4 times, or maybe in my heart, I wish I could make that a reality, but it's not a reality right now. It's just sort of where we're at right now. I am learning. It's a tough thing because some of us are a little slower learners. Some of us, I guess, never get it. You know, it has been it's been a miracle on some senses that I haven't fallen off, but it's been it's science, yo. I have really been blessed to be surrounded by such a support system of goodwill from my family and my friends at the gym and who are just sort of my friends, I guess. Um, that just are encouraging me to live this healthy lifestyle. And it's for the most part it's working. I'm pretty excited. I think I showed you guys. I've been working on lifting weights again. Actually, uh, free weights, doing some squats, doing some bench presses, doing some other things, even deadlift. It's not even sumo. It's the hex bar. So I know you deadlift. You deadlift divas would say that doesn't count, and you're right. It's easier on my back though. Um, It's been good. I've been happy to be sort of embracing this. It's no real surprise for me. This is just figuring out how to not eat my feelings or eat my boredom or yeah, I guess eat feelings, right? Some of us get stuck eating our feelings and it can be a real big problem. I've been doing that a lot less. I went pretty far backwards. In January, I started kind of faltering back and forth. And in February, I guess I went through a minor fuck it phase and I went backwards in February's. Good news is I'm sort of back to where I was in December. For the most part, I guess I had lost. I was near 70 pounds lost, and then, gosh, I guess if you really want to look at it, if you really want to get the right answers, I should have known this before we even begun. We don't do that around here. We just sort of we shoot in the name. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Not good. Gained 13 pounds in February. It's not even a full month. It's 4 weeks, 13 pounds. Man, that's what happens. Almost 2 pounds a week. It can happen fast, kids. It can happen fast when you have got a lot of body fat on you and you have lost some weight. Those cells, those fat cells are like, nah, man. They want it back. So, whenever you start adding a lot of surplus calories, they fill right back up. I don't know, dude. I don't know how much that would be. Maybe if I wasn't so fat, then maybe it would be a lot easier to not get so fat. I don't know. I think fat begets fat. Nevertheless, since March, down 8 pounds. I'm not mad at it, kids. I'm not mad. I still got more to go. I'm still not where I was at the beginning of February. I got about another 5 pounds to go, I suppose. And then that'll kind of put me back to where I was driving forward. And we're going to get there. I am not done with this. My story is not finished. Moving a little bit better. I did sort of, yeah, okay. So the wife and kids went out of town for a couple of days. And you could say, oh, that's really great, Russell. That could give you time to focus on you. You could work on some projects. You could, see if there's anything creative you're interested in doing. You maybe catch a couple exercises. Nah. I was tired. I was wiped out. I went on about an 11-day run where I was just working out and lifting most every day, often doing both. I was just really enjoying. I had started found this really good stationary bike that at my apartment complex that fit right when you're biggin and you're trying to find the right balance. And I was just I started listening to that David Goggins book, which I'm only one chapter in right now, but it's not because I've only listened to it. I've listened to that same first chapter probably 4 times. I'm just listening to it very slow, trying to just pull it out. I pull out all the wisdom that man has to share. I don't necessarily retain things super fast, super easy the first time around. It's scattered brain or whatever. It doesn't matter. I prefer to listen to things a few times if I find a lot of value in them to try to get the most of everything out of it. But Yeah, I started doing the stationary bike. I rearranged my home gym. Okay, this is sort of stupid. I know it's sort of stupid, but I hadn't been in there in a couple months. It's been the winter, and as far as I was concerned, I'd probably become infested with spiders. I have this thing with spiders. Nevertheless, man, I went in there, no spiders at all. The pest control people are doing a marvelous job, and that's the way we want to keep it. Um, I rearranged the gym, kind of got it back and functional, feeling good. We went through that winter phase where my home garage gym just started turning into like storage overflow. And it got kind of full in there. Boxes started going in there, a couple odd end pieces of furniture like end tables and bookshelves and stuff like that started ending up in there. And nevertheless, I stopped working out in there. I figured why not. I've got the super training gym. I've got Planet Fitness. Don't worry about it. Not a priority. Well, I'll tell you, I was wrong. I love Planet Fitness. They have incredible equipment there that's big and robust and easy to use, and you know uh, minimal risk if used correctly for injury. I love the super training gym. Same on a lot of that, but maybe not as much not as much, obese focused like Planet Fitness is. I mean, that's like an elite actual gym. And it's got a lot of cool things I like to do there. Plenty of free weights, all the free weights for days. More free weights than I could ever begin or hope to lift. The big long track with sleds and sleds, stuff like that. And and incredible people and incredible knowledge, right? I love it. But even when I get there, it's just this weird thing where it's like, it's almost embarrassing to go all out because my all out is so little. It's just like and also too because I got to be really careful, man. I go all out and I could hurt myself, right? So but when I'm there, I feel this and I'm gonna call it pressure. It's not negative pressure, but this pressure to to keep it moving. Don't sit down. Don't waste your time. And for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, I just don't have all day to sit at their gym, right? If I'm there at the gym, I'm usually trying to do something for Chris or just hanging out and trying to get a little bit of a sweat in and be around like the magic of that place. But at home, there's just something cool about it. I'm not competing with anybody for space. It's like it's my space. It's my spot where I can lock in and get everything set up for me. I'm not afraid to sit an extra couple minutes and just really get my heart rate and composure down to before I set up and do another set of exercises. Um, I'm not afraid to look foolish if I try hard and uh, and go all out, which I shouldn't really be worried about that at the other places either, but I am. And needless to say, I've really really enjoyed working out at home again. So man, it's just it's an interesting thing. Like when you're on, everything's working good, everything's looking good, everything's moving correctly, and I'm on right now. I know half of you are going to think, "Oh, it's about time," and half of you are going to think, "That's crazy. You shouldn't do it." But I'm tracking my calories again, or keeping a diary of what I'm eating and when I'm eating it, and I'm just being honest, man. If I go off menu, I'm logging it in, still trying to keep the calories right. Under 3,000, which I'm a little perplexed on that. I don't know. If I'm efforting to have like 225, 250 protein a day, and that puts me, yeah, how many carbs, how many fat grams? Well, it doesn't matter a whole lot, right? If you get enough protein and you keep your calories like where they're supposed to be, positive gains will happen. As far as like how many carbs and how many fats, that seems to be where people, a lot of people have really high carb driven meals or diets and low fat. Other people have had enormous success with going like super low, no carbs and high fat. And then there's people that are all in between. What seems to be the success point is enough protein and not too many calories, right? So that's what I'm doing. Maybe some days I'm a little bit more on the fat, some days I'm a little less on the fat, but the effort is to keep the protein where it needs to be and to effort to lose weight, one of those things I'm doing, I'm having the protein shakes. I'm having those drinkable Premier protein shakes that I really like, the chocolate ones. I love them. I love the Within You brand steak shakes. Those are really good. Um, but then I'm having some chicken. I'm having some ground beef. What did we make last night? Last night was phenomenal. Last night was ground beef. I took that, I think, hardcore carnivore Tex-Mex, seasoned up the ground beef with that, threw some mushrooms in there, sauteed up the mushrooms, and then threw some uh, cauliflower rice and beefed it up with some cauliflower rice. It was delicious. And because I'm trailer trash in my heart, I threw some ketchup on top. Some no sugar or low sugar, almost no sugar, Heinz free ketchup. So good. Um, that's the kind of meal I've been having. I've been getting a lot of like grocery store prepackaged Caesar salads. And people will go, "No, Russell, no. It's got the croutons and it's got, seed oil, salad dressing. It's no good for you." Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true, it's true, it's true. I'm just tracking how much I'm having. I'm throwing some extra chicken on top of it. So it comes with I think 30 grams of chicken already. So these have been like these nice little packs. It's super easy to make. And then what I've been doing is I've been just cooking an extra chicken breast and throwing an extra chicken breast on top of it. So those are the kind of things, man. My menu is so boring, but my menu is always boring. It's just either boring with junk food or boring with not junk food. It's either boring with cheeseburgers and tacos and pizza, or it's boring with ground beef and some eggs and some chicken and rice and stuff like that sometimes. So that's where I'm at. A lot of cool shit I'd like to eventually start sharing with you. But in the meantime, this is just somewhat I've had to bin, man. It's kind of funny. I was trying to find some sort of theme, some sort of metaphor. Like when you really look at what I'm dealing with here, right? This is my background, right? This is what you're really seeing, and then this is what I'm portraying to you. There's we could do this. There's a lot of things we could do to try to make it fancy and stuff like that. I know you guys don't care about it. Like really good communicators can just take their phone out and sit in their car or go for a walk or a jog and just blow your mind with their insights and knowledge and their charisma. I'm not a really good communicator. I'm like a barely adequate communicator here, but I still feel like I have something I want to communicate to you guys. And this journey is vicious, man. I follow a lot of you guys on Instagram. I'm a little bit addicted to my cell phone, and I'm not out of control, but a little out of control. Man, I've seen some of you guys are just killing it, crushing it. And then some of you guys, much like myself, have gone quiet. And that's just the reality is normally, sometimes it's got busy, got focused, put down distractions. A lot of times it's got derailed. I could tell you all the horrible stuff about being like morbidly super big fatty fat fuck. Um, Dude, there's so many uncomfortable parts about it. There's so many uncomfortable parts about it. Is the chair big enough? Oh my God. I go to my mother-in-law's house. She's got like a normal person sized toilet. It's not good. Did you guys ever hear like Andre the Giant? I guess he would go, like when he'd go to Japan, I guess he'd have to like shit in bathtubs and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Needless to say, I don't go to my mother-in-law's house anymore. You're constantly looking for the it could be as gross as we really need it to be. We don't need it to be super gross. We're not trying to go that route. But it just affects everything, man. It affects everything. Your travel interests, your go for a hike. I mean, God, just even this weekend, I kind of dodged a hike with Chris, right? Chris is like, "Hey, man, let's go open your mind up a little bit." And I was like, "Dude, I'd love to open my mind up." He's like, "Oh, that's great. I'll get you and I'll get," I was thinking about bringing a couple other people, making a little outing of it, go for a hike. I don't think I'm sharing business out of order there. And then I'm thinking, oh, go for a hike. Oh, you got confused. And you confused me with someone that can keep up with you on a hike. Chris, we've already shown this to be many a times where I'm usually yelling at him to slow down when we walk around the block because he is just a little Energizer buddy. And I try to keep up with him, and I eventually end up like tweaking an ankle or something like that. So, I mean, you miss out on life when you're super heavy. Like, I mean, I guess there's like the fun, kind of comfortably heavy where you just sort of don't like it that you don't look good in a t-shirt or don't look as good as you wish you did naked and all that stuff. But there is also, and that's a silent killer because it's probably taking years off your life. You don't even know it. You could be having some underlying health issues. You don't even know it. But as far as the day-to-day stuff, for the most part, like, you're not that worried about it. You're not that worried about it. Like, yeah, as long as you're not having to go to the, like, the big and tall store, as long as you're like at the end of what they sell at whatever store you go get your stuff from, it's not a big deal. At some point, being too fat becomes too much of a problem. And maybe that's why I'm such a baby about when I hear people talking about fat shaming and stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, you're so stupid. You think these people don't experience like an enormous amount of shame on a day-to-day basis? Like, you're not helping them get anywhere. I don't know. Maybe that's that medium light fat where fat shaming is super effective. I don't know. As a fatty, fat, I have all the shame in the world and yet still seem to be so inept at losing the weight. Needless to say, that's my fault, right? Systems, procedures, routines, mindsets, determination, all the stuff that I'm getting better at. TikTok though, right? TikTok, I'm also getting older. I've been like really talking about this shit for 4 years. 4 years. And that's not even true because I've been really talking about it for 20 years. Really? I mean, really? Really? So that's not even true. I remember being in the 4th grade. I was trying to go take a walk before school. Lose some goddamn weight. Take a walk before school, but then every day after school, I'd come home and have a big bowl of pizza or a big bowl of pasta, right? Spaghetti. God bless you, Grandma. That meat sauce. It was worth it. We're here. I'm getting a little better. I'm getting a lot older. Trying to pass this stuff on, trying to pass on healthy habits to my kids, trying to be a good support and good teammate with my wife, who's also on a journey. She's Rebecca says she wants to lose 52 pounds by 52. And I mean, I know she's on a good journey on it. She turns 52 in September. I think she worked out that I was like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds a week or something like that. And she thinks that she can do it. And I know she can do it. And I'm just trying to learn. And I want to just I want to be someone that does it. I want to be someone that shows it can be done. And I want to live the benefits of it. This weight loss journey. I'm starting to get tired of saying that, by the way. This weight loss experience, this weight loss challenge, mission, anything you want to call it. Man, it can be grueling. You work so hard to lose so little, and then you let go of your focus, you get complacent, you get uncomfortable, you go back to your old habits, and man, you can put it back on so fast. I did it. I gained like 14 pounds and 13 pounds in 4 weeks. That's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's not good. And that's like the same 14 pounds I spent 6 months trying to lose. And a lot of people will say, well, Russell, you're just not dieting hard enough. You should lose a shit ton more weight faster. Probably right. I've been going back and forth a lot with the menu, the diet plan. Hey, man, I'm a work in progress, and I hope you are too. So that is really where I'm at. That is where I've been. As of right now, I feel pretty good. I will tell you, a little side note, this was maybe the 3rd or 4th time I'm dealing with this thing. Oh, what's it called? It is called my wife just sent me a text message. It's this nerve pain. It's not your sciatica. It is it's this other thing. It's in your thigh. Gosh damn it. What's it called? I had it before. I sent it to a friend. Russell, get prepared a little. Have a plan. You're right. That's why we're not pros. Let's see. This impingement. Yeah. What's it called? I wrote it down. It's too many words. Okay, here we go. Moralgia paris. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Apparently, there's this nerve that goes from like your L2 or L3, and it goes through your pelvis, and then there's some ligament that if your ligament gets pinged, it can be way too hard. And you get this burning, numbing sensation. And what sucks about it is totally associated with being fat and often associated with sitting too much. It says and standing, possibly standing. So, like, what I think happened, I think my wife went out of town for a couple days. I went on full, and because I had been working out, again, I'd worked out for like 11 days in a row, which for you normal people wouldn't be that big of a deal, but for me was a lot on my body. And I just sort of saw her out of town, and I just shut down, and I tried catching up on some sleep and some rest, and some calories, and I slept bad. I slept on my right side too much, took a nap, and all of a sudden I wake up, and you go, you get up because after a long day of work, you got to get up and go pee, right? And as you're sitting in the couch, everything's fine. There's no problem. You stand up, and then all of a sudden this, like, okay, it's this numbing sensation sort of comes into your thigh, and then it's no big deal, and you start moving around, and it starts turning into a burning sensation, and you start getting some pains, right? Not the worst pain you've ever felt. Kind of was there a couple of times, but for the most part, no. And then, and you know what makes it feel better? You just sit back down. Sit back down, and it sort of takes the pressure off of it. So you sit back down more, it causes more of an impingement on the nerve, and then it's this, you know, who's on first, chicken or the egg thing. I think you're just kind of a vicious cycle, which is what being unhealthy is in so many ways, right? In so many ways, it's a vicious cycle. Um, I did try stretching it out. I did the stretches they were talking about. Stretches only, honestly, the stretching is seemingly have only made it worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the wrong stretches. You YouTube creators that spend way too much time talking about what you're going to talk about and not enough time talking about it. I hate you. When we're going to those quick how-tos, just, man, get it in there. In about a minute on the video, start giving me some shit that I want to listen to. What actually helped it, was I went and I lifted weights. I had, as I had told you last week, I started doing some squats again. I went and I did some more squats, and I shout out to Chris and Mark Bell. I told them about how my bench was too low, and the squat I think I posted on Instagram like a week or two ago was, it was the best squat I'd done in a long time, but it still felt weird. The bench was still so low. It just kind of felt unsteady for me going down for the squat. They said, "Hey, we'll just put a couple plates under the bench." And I did. I made sure that it was done safely. And I knocked out a few sets of squats, and it's still really lightweight, like 100 pounds, guys. 100 pounds, 95 pounds on my back. Nothing, right? Not a lot of weight, but the movement wasn't horrible. I mean, it wasn't like, first of all, it was kind of like a makeshift box squat, right? I was straddling a bench. So it wasn't like a real squat, right? But it was effective, man. I was going in through the motions. I got a little workout. The body feels, this was just yesterday. The body feels tight in the right places today. Tight like a tiger. And I feel better. I think it sort of kind of realigned the ligament a little bit and got off the nerve. And, that being said, walking home from the garage yesterday was hard. It was really flaring walking home. So, and I woke up today, and I didn't feel anything, but a couple of times today I felt it just a little bit. So this new, like, pinched nerve thing, yay. It sucks when it's flaring. It really hurts. This is not the first time I've dealt with it. I think I said to you already, I've dealt with it 3 or 4 times before. You always get a little scared, like, uh-oh, here we go, chronic pain. A lot of lives have been ruined over chronic pain. But so far so good. Today hasn't been that bad, and I'm inspired, man. I came in my office to work on some things, and I've been here for too many hours, and I'm gonna go work out. I hope you guys do too. All right. Bye.